It just feels wrong when I'm doing it with myself. Why don't we say it together, shall we? 1, 2, 3.
Once upon a time.
Isn't that so much more fun and interactive when we're all in this together? For those of you that didn't participate, get your head in the game! Anyway, upon that time, once, Cinderpool lived in a big mansion with his shiny-headed step-professor and a bunch of hideous step-mutants. The biggest one, Colossus, was always making up stupid rules that no one cared about. Like, please stop labeling other people's food in the fridge with your own initials. And for the love of Feige, stop hanging your underwear from the ceiling fan. The other main step mutant, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, is such a cool name, was always just texting and rolling her eyes. They were both super jealous because Cinderpool had a much, and I mean much, larger fan base. I mean, this isn't story time with Negasonic Teenage Warhead now, is it? It is a cool name though, that would actually be pretty cool. One day, an expendable non-union extra came running across the mansion grounds screaming. King Thanos was starting the biggest battle of Phase 3, the last truly relevant phase. Cinderpool desperately wanted to go to the big battle, but Co-Bosses said, no, too dangerous. Cinderpool don't know how to be part of team. And then Colossus ripped up Cinderpool's nicest costume before Negasonic Teenage Warhead again, like just such a cool name, made it explode into a million pieces with her mind powers before popping her gum. So Gen Z. On fleek, Sigma, no cap. Cinderpool was very bummed and felt very vulnerable and exposed. Minus 100,000 aura, as Negasonic would say. He ran out onto the mansion grounds, stumbling for dramatic effect. Oh, hi there. When all of a sudden, a big, strange, sparkly circle appeared. And from out of that big, strange, sparkly circle walked out Cinderpool's very hairy god mutant, Wolverine! Oh, yes, you made it. Wait, you actually have to step through the magic circle, though, otherwise they're not going to know that you're here. Yes, full commitment. Oh, very hairy god mutant. I desperately want to go to the big battle, but my mean step mutants vaporized my costume.
Shut up.
Growled Wolverine lovingly.
What?
Well, I want to go to the big battle and I don't have a costume.
Why should I care? Stop whining. Just get another one.
Okay. Well, after that very sage and seemingly Australian advice, Cinderpool headed off to the wardrobe department to find a new, freshly laundered costume before finally heading to the big battle. Cinderpool missed most of it, though, because he stopped for chimichangas along the way, you know, priorities. But rest assured, when Cinderpool got there, the Avengers were still winning. Captain America looked so cool and so ruggedly handsome. And meanwhile, Cinderpool's very hairy god mutant Wolverine was...
I'm going to Pim's.
Okay, yeah, well, honestly, that checks out. Well, anyway, thanks for your help, buddy. As the aliens were flying away in defeat, Cinderpool saw something on the steps of one of the spaceships. It was a single glove. Wow, it was so fancy, big and gold, with beautiful jewels. I think there were 6 of them, not that that's relevant information. I wonder who this fits, thought Cinderpool to himself, before trying it on. After some clicking, whizzing, and whirring, it adjusted right to Cinderpool's arm. Then, out of nowhere, Iron Man came flying in out of left field, screaming, "Hey, take that off! This is my sacrifice to make! I really don't want to be Iron Man until I'm 90! In fact, I would rather be doomed than play Iron Man again, doomed, I tell you! Well, if that joke confused any of you, don't worry, we're all a little confused. In a good way. And then, other, much less relevant Avengers came running in too, saying things like, "Please put that down, that's not a toy, whatever you do, do not snap." So obviously Cinderpool snapped. Oh, Cinderpool snapped a bunch, both physically and mentally. Then the weirdest thing happened. I think it was unrelated, but half the people kept disappearing and then reappearing again and then disappearing. So many people were crying. Tony said, "I love you" like 3,000 times. But eventually everyone did come back. But then the Avengers tackled Cinderpool, ripped off his new favorite glove, and then when they remade the movie, they CGI'd Tony's head onto Cinderpool's majestic body, and it went on to become the most profitable film of the Feige Cinematic Universe, the FCU. I'm still workshopping that acronym. I feel like there's just one too many letters in there. Well, anyway, everything honestly worked out for Cinderpool because Cinderpool went on to start his own, even more successful franchise. Yeah. Thank you so much. So successful, in fact, that Cinderpool was eventually invited to be part of the Avengers Endgame 2. Electric Boogaloo. Well, that's the end. Game. You guys see what I did there? Okay, there's 3 people that laughed, and we're close now for that. Well, I guess I should head off then, but thank you all for coming to another illustrious story time with Dad.